Common question that I get is, what tools do you need for stretching? Truth of the matter is, you don't need any. That is one of the fantastic things about stretching, working on our flexibility and contortion, is that you can do it anywhere, anytime. You don't need any tools. You just need a body. That's it. But some of these tools do make focusing and really getting into the nitty gritty of some of the exercises that we do a little bit easier, right? That's part of the reason why we have many tools. So these are the most common ones that I use in my stretching contortion practice. First and foremost, blocks. Okay. Blocks, there's all different kinds. There's heavy, there's light, there's different colors, whatever. I use these for working on splits, working on over splits, support for balance so that you can focus on your flexibility. So many uses for these. Okay. So these are definitely one of my number one recommendations. Second thing that I use most commonly, a yoga mat, and not just any yoga mat. This one is technically called a travel yoga mat. It is amazing. I've had multiple roll up yoga mats throughout the years until I discovered this travel one that A, folds up. B, I love the fact that if I'm working on something that is with my knee down, especially on a hard floor, I can double it up really easily in that area. And so it gives me a little extra push in that area. Also, if you're working on an oversplit and you want a little extra oomph, you can always use it kind of like a substitute block as well. So I am a big fan of this. Okay. Next would be a foam roller. Foam roller also has a lot of uses similar to a block in that you can use it for your oversplits. It works great for a lot of active shoulder flexibility and split things as well. You can use it for stabilization for balance, similar to how we would use our blocks as well. Very useful tool. Lots of back openers, things like that. Another one, a rubber band. It's light band. Okay, it doesn't have to be rubber band. This is just the particular brand that I have and use, but you definitely want to make sure it is the very little one. I use this one especially for shoulder exercises. It also has a lot of great uses that I use for standing splits, active splits, things like that. But especially this light one is particularly for working on overhead foot grabs, extensions, catch ankle, things like that, and building up a lot of that active flexibility and body awareness. So you want to make sure that you have a very thin one for that. Okay. A looped TheraBand, also in the very lightweight department. This is not about bulking out and getting the super heavyweight that most heavyweight you can, so you have bragging rights. This is about stabilization, active flexibility, alignment, balance, so many things. And we want something really light so that we can start to teach our body the proper movement patterns and neuromuscular connections that we need. So this is fantastic. I use it most often for shoulder exercises. I have some atrocious shoulders that need a lot of physical therapy and attention, lots of TLC. So I use it mostly for shoulders, but there's also a lot of hip stability, knee, ankle exercises as well that this comes in handy for. Last but definitely not least, the peanut. And it doesn't have to be a peanut. It can be just a single ball, but basically a ball that you can use for rubbing out scar tissue, working on, what is it called? Acupressure. Sorry, sometimes words, and a lot of other stretching things as well. I find it really helpful for getting into pec minor opening up because that's a really hard muscle to stretch, but sometimes we have to kind of alleviate some of that tension in it so that we can get our shoulders to open up more. Many uses also for this one. So all of these things, these are just examples of things. They're not any particular brand. They don't have to be any particular brand. I will put links below for you of some Amazon links to either these exact ones or similar and or Rubber Bandits links. But like I said, it doesn't have to be these exact ones. These are basically generic ones and the ones that I just happen to find and use, but things similar to this. But do not let your lack of tools stop you from starting your flexibility journey. Remember, you don't need any tools, just a body, and you need to start. Start anywhere, start anytime, start with 5 minutes at a time, 10 minutes at a time. Just do it, okay? So these are my fave things. If any of these are things that you think are useful, awesome. I use a lot of these things in my active flexibility program, my EBFit online training program, also in my Polars program as well. We use a lot of these things as well for rehabilitation therapy things after injuries, as well as active flexibility, working on, like I said, overhead foot grabs, standing splits, inverted splits, all kinds of things like that. So of course, if you want to know more about those, you can check out more info on those on my website, www.ElizabethBfit.com. Hopefully this has been helpful for you, and best of luck to you on your stretching journey.